Good morning, SMF MMTs. We have a new MMT apprenticeship enrollee who has been executing very well with the market maker platform versus a public platform. We're going to let him talk a little bit about MCP 3-minute on some of his entries and exits, and then some of the things that he would like to work on. And go ahead, Sean, MMT Sean.
Sure. What I was explaining is this morning at the opening bell, I got short MCP, and it was showing weakness right off the bell, and I came out for a profit, and the 6-bar continued to show weakness, so I took another short position.
Okay.
Took another profit down near the bottom. I missed the up move on that 3, 6, 9, 12, but at the top of that 12 I went short again.
Right here you went short.
Right there. I got the 3, 6, 9 down for about 2.5 teenies there.
Okay.
Then the stock, I think actually that's the first time I scaled out. I took 2/3 of my position out and I had 300 positions, so I let 100 continue.
Okay.
And it gained a little more profit, but then started to show reversal in the IR and the brain, so I came out of that last
okay,
one-third of the
let
position.
me ask you this. So it started to show the reversals over here in your SMF market maker box.
Right.
The ratio started to turn, so you had to cover, right?
Correct.
And okay, nice. Keep going.
And let's see, where were we? Then once again, I missed the big up move to the top, but when it made that long wick at the top of the day, correct?
Right here. Okay.
I entered short again.
Okay.
Another 300 positions.
Nice.
And caught that big red bar down.
Okay, which is about 2 teenies.
Yeah.
Almost 2
teenies. I actually caught 2 teenies because I had a good entry at about 21 pennies.
And a teeny today is 21 pennies. That's 42 pennies.
Yes.
Nice.
2 cents on that, and then I got out of 2/3 of my position. It continued to go down, but then started to show some consolidation there in the brain.
Right.
So as it started to go against me, I went ahead and took profits on those last positions.
Oh, nice. Okay. Did you do anything thereafter over here to the left when it started to slide the bid anymore?
I waited for a little while, just kind of watched in that sort of consolidation period. Then it came back up here, and you see where it made that big long run down. I caught about half of it as well.
Right, starting here.
No, a little bit farther over.
Where, over here? So when you had narrow range consolidation with the gap down bid drop down, is this where you start getting short?
No. I was watching it there. I'm trying not to trade in those consolidation periods.
Okay.
You just get inside in there.
But when they do pop down a teeny and that IR starts to go weak, that's the beginning of your confirmation, is it not?
Yes.
Okay, that's nice.
So
what happened in here? Yeah. What did you do in here with it?
Didn't do a whole lot in there. Okay. I waited for it to come back up, that 3, 6, 9, 12, and then that's where I got short again.
Oh, nice. Another
2 teenies, and haven't done much since because it's just kind of...
Okay. So down here we're consolidating now, so you may be looking for another move, right?
Yeah.
Nice. But you did very well, meaning that as a MMT market maker, you made several transactions between the public, did you not?
I did.
And do you find that quite different than being in the retail public trading model?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
It's, I mean, with the power of the brain and the information in front of me, I can actually determine which way the market's going to go, or at least which way the stock's going to go. And I've been trading this stock a lot, so I'm really getting to know it.
That's right. And it's a listed stock. And it's the first listed stock that when I started talking about the differences between a listed and a NASDAQ stock and how they trade with you, right?
Right.
Nice.
Yeah, I was curious back when I first started trading this because you mentioned how different it might be trading against one specialist as opposed to many
market makers.
Correct.
That are competing, and the specialist has got no one to compete with except the public transaction. That's it. Same thing you've been doing all day on the name, and it's one that you are learning to master, and you can take a lot of pennies. It looks like the high was 71.40 and the low, so top down or bottom up, it doesn't matter, same distance, 69.71. That's 2.4 ratio, eh? As
Yeah,
far as movement goes in the trading day. $2 and those cents between lows and highs, right?
correct.
Boy, this thing here seems like it's going to want to try to come down here and make a bottom from where this initial gap, this teeny line here. And boy, oh boy, the IR is weak, and it's been doing it for a while. And those minute period moving averages, of course, those are public, right? It looks like we might get a long position if this was to do everything. If we were going to go long and get, let's say, a morning short squeeze, the time is 11:18 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, date 5/6/2011, being a Friday. Knowing that the markets were weak, but they're starting to firm up now, you could take an entry if this thing breaks north of 15 and higher to 25, could you not?
I could, but I'd want to look at the composites and the fear indicators first.
All of these
right now, the
here.
VIX and the VXN are at 96 and 89 respectively. Right. NY is only at 32, so I wouldn't get in just yet.
Okay, so what you're saying is you're going to really see if the indexes are going to break toward their morning highs, and if they do, then MCP will follow along with it.
Yes.
Oh, nice. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to stay on standby, and we have a live MMT, market maker Sean, looking at the consolidation down here, worked with the open entries and exits, learning the fact that scaling out of positions and mastering, so I got 500 shares, I'm coming out of 300 or 200 or the middle of 250 shares or 1,000, whatever the case may be, is sometimes we can come out of the whole thing and it makes lower lows because you can get these little 36912s, but we've made a lot lower lows all the way down here. And so every little narrow range bounce that it had, so it had one here, made a lower low. Had one here, still made a slight lower low. But then you had a bounce, but you made lower lows. So when you get these little two teeny bounces up, notice how they either drop down in price and or they got a big slide to bid bar next to it. That's all about understanding what the strength and the weakness is. Because this thing has been weak on every bounce and couldn't hold price levels up here. And they made lower lows. They couldn't hold market maker price levels here. So basically, a specialist in this case is walking the stock down in the bid. And the bid and ask just so happens to be this right here. And I'll bring it up front. MCP. Okay, enter. Right here is the bid and ask. Stock makes the low right here at $69. It's coming down and it's printing on those lows. The close was 68.46, so that's 69. We could break through that level. If we do, we could get triggered short because they're selling down the bid. The specialist is, that is, on the floor. Now when we take a look at it here, we got clear look at it. So this teeny line right here, based on the market maker application in here, this price has another lower low, and this is live here and now. Here we are. We're going to conclude the price action. As you can see here live, that when we were just talking about how it would break this long-term consolidation, and that in this very same video here that MMT Sean said, yep, I think we'll stay out of the way, but here was that breaking point again, because this thing has been weak all day and the IR fell off the cliff. Here it had a sustainable pattern, but the problem is once you start these breakouts right here, they cannot be narrow price action. They got to be big fat green bars, and there has to be continuation. Every one of these breakouts were narrow teeny price action and met with sellers right next to the green bars. And same thing here. So we did come down one teeny, two more teenies, another 42 cents down in the weakness. So we're going to conclude the MCP trade with Sean, because we were talking about how the markets were selling off and stuff. This Dow down here, don't, please, people viewing this, the NASDAQ 100, the data feeds are not working correctly. So I'm going to have to get these corrected. But this name and this chart is on MCP, and it's been weak, and the broader markets are selling off right now. So that's Molycorp with Sean. We've given up most of the gains. Here are the correct and true numbers of the indexes and whatnot. And 68.46 was the close. So the full length of the top day short down, 71.40, back down to making lower lows of the day from the initial gap up of 69 to 71.40. You can see right here that it's breaking down. This is live in action. The most important thing for people to understand, however, is when these consolidations are going to occur, you do exactly what MMT Sean said. You stay out of the way until you can see that real break. Once they come in and they start to happen, and the broader markets are starting to give up all their gains from Jobs Friday report, this is when you move back in. This thing hasn't made its low, and here's its long-term slide. It's 11:33 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5/6/2011. MMT Sean, do you see? You did it correct. And do you see how the breakdown was? And we'll conclude this live trading video.
Yes, I do.
All right. There it is there.